again with Hoops College. This is episode 4 of Hoops College Live and episode 3 of our review of recruiting services and, for the most part, why they're a waste of time and money. Today I'd like to tell you a little story about a player that I was talking to about a month or so ago who was working with a recruiting service, all excited that the recruiting service was going to get them a scholarship, et cetera, et cetera. But then started asking them questions about what they understood and what they knew about the process. They had never heard of the Clearinghouse. They had never heard of financial aid. They didn't know actually how those things worked at all. And so as a college coach, this is one of the first things that I would talk about with a student athlete during, if we're really interested in recruiting them, is, are you in the Clearinghouse? Do you have your financial aid stuff together? Because that's going to have a huge impact on how much scholarship money they get, how much scholarship money they might get back in their pocket. It all depends on the level and the situation, but those two things are huge. And I don't understand how, as a recruiting service, you've talked to this person multiple times, probably 3, 4, 5, 6 times before they actually sign up with you. And then, I don't know, maybe they don't talk to them after they sign up, but you've obviously had conversations with this family about the recruiting process, about signing up for your service, but they've never heard of these most basic things that are required for any student athlete who wants to play at any level in the NCAA. And the same is true for NAIA. NAIA has a clearinghouse as well, and if you're not in the clearinghouse, if they haven't verified your eligibility based on whether you play professionally or not, what your grades are, what your test scores are, if they haven't verified this information, you can't play. You can't get scholarship money. So it doesn't matter how old you are, whether you're a freshman or a senior. If you're not registered for the clearinghouse, you need to do that today. There's no reason not to. If you haven't taken SAT yet, maybe you're too young, maybe you've put it off, it doesn't matter. You still need to register for the clearinghouse now. There's no reason not to. There are fees associated with that. International students, you're probably going to have to pay that no matter what. American students, there are ways that you can get fee waivers to put off that fee, depending on your situation. So regardless, I'm telling you that you must be in the clearinghouse and you need to know how financial aid works. And if recruiting services aren't telling you about these things, they're not doing their job. And from our experience, they're clearly not. So get educated about how things work, not just, oh, I'm a baller. That's great, but that's not enough. You have to know how the other parts of the recruiting process work so that you know how your things are going to work out financially. Make sure that you're even eligible to play or get scholarships or whatever. Because it would be really bad to come down to, accepting an offer or thinking you're going to get a scholarship, but you don't qualify. You're not eligible. Or even worse, a coach looks at 2 different athletes. You're about the same athletically, but one's in the clearinghouse and one's not. And so who gets a scholarship offer? The one who's in the clearinghouse, the one who's already done their work ahead of time to make sure that there aren't any issues with their recruiting process. So just keeping it real with y'all, these recruiting services are not doing their job. They're taking your money and they're just giving you a profile and sending a bunch of emails out. And like we talked in episode 1, anybody can do that. You can do that yourself. But more importantly, it's about educating you in what it takes to really get a scholarship. And if you're not in the clearinghouse, you need to be. If you have any questions about the clearinghouse, financial aid, anything else, send us a message and we'd love to talk to you. Have a good day.